Welcome to the program. My name is Richard Cunningham, and thank you so much for tuning in, and bless you. And we thank God for your life. Now in the studio, I'm privileged, ladies and gentlemen, I'm privileged to have Dr. Robert Peprah-Gyamfi in the studio. Now he's a Ghanaian-born GP, medical doctor right here in the UK. Not only that, he's also the author of books. He's also a human rights campaigner, and above all, he's also the founder of Heaven and Earth International Ministry right here in the UK. Now today we're here to talk about the charity arms of this ministry. I'm privileged, I'm honored to have Dr. Robert Peprah-Gyamfi. Welcome, sir. Welcome. How are you doing, sir?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Some viewers have seen you on the program. Some viewers have seen you from the book review. Yeah. There are some maybe seeing you for the first time. Please say hello to our viewers.
Hello, my name is Dr. Robert Peprah-Gyamfi. I'm a medical doctor, author, evangelist, and human rights activist. And I came from a very poor background, so I find it my calling to do whatever I can to alleviate poverty.
Yes, indeed, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, I know you're the founder of your ministry. We have talked about that on a different program, but today we want to focus on the campaign against poverty, which is the charity arms.
Yes, that's correct.
Now, please let us, and I know there's a book also that goes along that explain into detail, and we're going to go back into that in a little bit, please. But I want you to use this opportunity to tell us a little bit about the charity.
Yeah. Basically, as you said, I'm from a very poor background, and by God's grace, I made it from that background up to medical school in Germany.
Wow.
So the other time, I always use the picture of somebody who is on a boat with others.
Yes.
And there's a storm. And everybody's, you have managed to escape.
Yes.
But everybody is just clinging on you, on one person to help them. So that is my situation.
Gotcha.
Where I came from that background.
Yes.
And and also beside that, there's no welfare state system in the country to take care of the poor. So once one person has come up, you can also marry maybe yourself in the society.
Yes.
So when you come up and everybody is looking up to you for help.
That's right.
Not that maybe they are feigning their symptoms. It's real problems they are facing.
Yes.
And they don't have anyone to help. So they just look up to one person that they think will be able in a position to help them.
Okay. Now, what's the vision behind the campaign against poverty? What do you want to achieve in this charity?
Yeah, okay. The aim is to do the best that we can to alleviate poverty in the abject form.
That's right.
The basic that even they don't have anything to eat.
The basic necessity
that is provided. It's provided.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is back in Ghana.
Yeah. Okay, as the saying goes, charity begins at home. But if we get support from others, then it can spread because poverty is everywhere. And I was receiving a lot of calls for help.
Yes.
So I've selected specific cases that I want to introduce.
Please.
Yeah. So this is the first case is that of is about 36-year-old lady who had orthopedic conditions from childhood.
Yes.
This is the picture, but you can also show it later
of course, in
the film.
As they can see it now, yes.
Then I have developed a complex orthopedic condition. I am receiving no support. I am left alone to fend for myself. So this was an appeal to our charity.
Yes.
And if you look at that individual without any help, so it touches our heart. It sees as our Christian duty to help her.
Yes.
Then the next person I also want to introduce, it's a middle-year-old patient of about 50 years old. He said, until about 7 years ago, I could see clearly in both eyes.
Yes.
Then I noticed a gradual impairment of vision in both eyes. With the help of extended family members, I raised enough funds to enable me to travel to hospital. Unfortunately, I could not afford the fee required for surgery. The visual impairment has in the meantime progressed to the state of complete blindness in both eyes. I'm not receiving any assistance from the state. I depend on extended family members who themselves are struggling to make ends meet. So this is another issue that we are dealing with. Then the third case I want to introduce on this occasion is that of a lady This is her story.
Yes, indeed, yeah.
When I became unwell as a child, my parents, unable to afford to take me to hospital, consulted a quack doctor. The one we were talking about earlier on in one of the programs.
Yes, it did.
Who injected medicine in my right buttock, which led to the paralysis of my right leg.
Yes.
I used to walk with the help of an elbow crash. It has in the meantime become damaged, leading me to mobilize merely on one leg. I'm not receiving assistance from any official source. I'm left alone to struggle through life. So that's another pathetic case.
Wow.
So the final case that I want to introduce is that of a 93-year-old individual. I'm 92 years old.
Wow.
I used to earn my living through farming. Unable to walk any longer due to my frail health and with no assistance, with no state benefit, I am virtually lost on its own.
Wow.
So these are 4 cases, but
this is just an example.
It's
an example. Wow.
And from my information that I'm getting, even the climate change situation, and then on top of all, the coronavirus has made life even more challenging.
Yes.
So that is why we are here. We are appealing to whoever will be in a position to help us to help them.
Absolutely. Now, how can people help? I know now people can obviously help by donating. If you go to the website, you can donate to this great cause. And some of these things are treatable. Now, this is a lady that could not go to the hospital because she couldn't afford it.
Yes, it was a childhood condition. It should have been collected in a childhood.
Exactly.
It was not done.
So it's achievable. It's something we can achieve. So please, we need your donation. Please go to the website. Google them out, and we need definitely your help.
Under the UN Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, the number 1 goal is to eradicate poverty in sub-Saharan Africa. Poverty, as we all know, is not having enough material possessions or income for a person's needs. Poverty may include social, economic, and political elements. This documentary from Poverty Crusaders outlines some of the devastating experience most people are encountering in some parts of the sub-Saharan Africa. With me, Loretta Ifiakweku, traveled to Impintimpi in the Birim North District, Eastern Region, Ghana, to know more about people in such condition. Impintimpi, Birim North District in the Eastern Region. Through this poverty alleviation, I came across this lady, and I would like to know her physical challenges since she is disabled. So, Madam, good evening.
Good evening.
Apomwe. Nyamiadom, yes, yeah. In fact, me home, you are hopa, but still, when you now meniaji. By force was Rama, Meniaji. By me, I said, me so when I mean to me, pra. Now, who to me, pra, not just say, why are dear? Eddie kind, person bisa woodin, your first saying,
Grandma Cynthia.
Grandma Cynthia. Na, Patro, Chrome Hana, what say, Patro? Inti, to say, oh, my man, oh, papa, away.
Me, papa, dear, me, mammy, dear.
Woman, no, my minute. Nti ono no ye bibia ma o. Na mpacho wedding fie sen
40 years.
40 years. Na wawai
Dabi.
Mesre bisa o adentia.
Okay, me no situation na me wo mu no.
Ejuma ben na wo ye.
Isi ade me nya dwuma bia.
Unye dwuma bia. Na ma Cynthia wa sitinem ewo Mpintimpi etisen.
Me ya mwa se betimi aye me nan na ma afọ kwa na metimi akobi. Na menya bibi so adi.
Wenya bi edi. Na chese wo ha no edi wedidie me eden.
Sa.
Se na ma Cynthia e ka no. Ade o ya ani. Ontumi nko emba. Ne didiem eden ye. Ti ose ade ohia ne se omba befa nako na omo aye ne nan na ama no amankrofo kwa onu so etumi edi eti na wakobi.
Hello? Not for back, right? Not for back.
Still on the project of poverty alleviation at Birim North District in the Eastern Region. Pintimpi is the village. I am here with a gentleman and I would like to know something about himself. That me watch you.
Yeah, and
Apom.
Yami Adam, also so way.
Yami Adam, me hoye. Me home, me raho.
Rebeho. My own head.
Pesa what can be kakra found which me.
You said me, your friend me or Barry Samson or Barry. Pintimpi Kurumu and I Namifi. Yeah, me 1959. 1959. We were school near for my the last time. Now, Kuyeduma na me and I'm a
Say, wedding fee saying.
Oh, me was 66 years.
Na how many years in ye?
I can't be 6 years in it.
And now who be beer?
Me who be beer, me and I may fool me, yem be beer.
Now, better buying a bow pain.
Okay, by America, crab, you may have some bad boy and no money I dance so. You so.
Let's say, we are then, did you?
Omo boy, America crack. We ban no abreme sika kakra. Besi bia 5 CDB na me de ato me ho ahwe ne yi. Eno ana me te ho ache se.
Nti wadi siem ne wonta ehim.
Ma de sie de ne me wo kohwe dan mo kora ya ho mete enye.
Now, I know this is linked to the book, Poverty Crusade. Now, before we go to the book, just tell us a little bit more about how did this charity begin and what do you want to achieve?
Yeah, okay. There's a saying, say, help yourself.
Yes.
Because I grew up in that area, I know that in the long term, the best way out is for them to get some degree of self-sufficiency.
Yeah. Yes.
So that they are not begging all the time.
Yes.
So what we intend doing, if you get the funding, is to set up small-scale jobs.
Gotcha.
Like poultry farming, give them employment.
Yes.
And through the employment, they become self-sufficient.
Yes.
And they will be in a position to help their extended family members. You see the point?
Now, that's exactly what I wanted to find. You see, because sometimes you've seen a lot of campaign on TV. People request for money, request for all of these things. And what they do, once they get the money, they buy the food. It's not self-sustaining. What we want to do is to build school. What we want to do is to, like this farmer, we want to be able to make sure that they can go back to their farming and they can not just generate food for that occasion, but continuous generation of food. Self-sustaining businesses, self-sustaining system, hospitals, buildings that they can live on. And for generation and generation, this is what we really want to do. We want to equip them so that they can come away from this poverty. That's
I don't want to interrupt you.
Yes, go on.
There's one of the traditional leaders has placed a plot of land, farmland, at our disposal. So if you get capital to buy the implements,
okay,
if you can use that, as I said, they'll farm on it, and then to help in the self-sufficiency.
Wow.
And in Ghana also, one project that eventually all is based on the financial situation.
Yes.
They have a big artificial lake, the Bota Lake. It's very rich in tilapia.
Okay.
So they can do tilapia farming.
I eat tilapia from Uganda.
Basically, their problems are so petty. They need just small capital. Then it could make a big, it could have a big effect. So, and unfortunately, at the moment, nobody is helping them. They don't get any benefit system. They are incapacitated. They cannot work on their own.
Yes, indeed.
So I'm appealing to viewers, to support us.
Yes.
If you are not able in a position to support us, you can also become a member of the charity, and then you just use your influence to tell others. Maybe you know somebody who is able to help. So, and we want to assure you that every help that you give us will be accounted for. It will be accounted for. The charity is UK based, is registered, and we assure you of accountability.
Absolutely. Now you have said some key words here. Every little helps, because a small donation can be a big help in back home. So that's a key word. So every little helps. We're not looking. Yes, if you can donate £1,000, you can donate £1 million. Yes, welcome. But every little, if you have that £10, if you have that £20, don't look at it as small. If you're able to do a direct debit of £2, £3, £5 a week, on a daily basis or on a monthly basis, every little help, and it can go a long way. So please do go to the website if you feel in your heart that you want to be part and parcel of this campaign against poverty. Please Google the website so that you can get all the information you need. And as Doctor has said, this is a registered charity.
Yes, a registered charity, yeah.
And we are required by law to be law abiding.
Law abiding, that is correct.
And obviously to provide evidence of that the money has been used for the purpose.
The purpose, yeah.
So through this project, I met this man. Daddy, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm okay. I'm fine.
Please, what is your name?
My name is Douglas Abanko Ado.
How old are you?
I'm 73 years old.
Okay, Daddy, we are on a project which is poverty alleviation, and I would like you to tell us something about yourself.
Okay. See, as you have already asked my name, I completed my elementary education in 1965 at Uboko in the eastern region of Ghana. After there was no guardian to help me further my education, I decided to go to Accra to find a job. But my semi-education couldn't help me, so I decided to go to the village to do farming. I left Accra and went to the village called Mpintimpi to do farming on my grandmother's land.
Are you having problem with your health?
I'm having more problems on my health, especially I'm having prostate cancer. I can't urinate. If I urinate, sometimes it comes more, sometimes it won't come. And also I get arthritis. My knees is worrying me because I've walked so many miles since 1970 when I came here. Going to the farm every day, I've had a disease on my knees. So I'm living lonely. All my children left me. So I find it difficult even to get food to eat.
So Mr. Douglas, as you are in the village here, that is in Pintimpi, have the government ever tried to help you before?
No, we don't have any help from any government. Since I became a farmer, no government have helped me or other one in the town.
Since 1971?
I've been using my own strength.
Now let us go to the book, because this poverty campaign is also linked to the book.
Yes, it's linked to the book.
Yes. Let's tell a little bit more about this book. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. This book is just it's a vision that I got based on all these problems and all the requests that was coming to me.
Yes.
So I decided to sit down to in a form of a vision, write a fiction about the villagers mobilizing themselves and sending a delegation to the president of our country, Ghana, to tell him about their problems.
Yes.
And during the meeting, the president was saying that, okay, the problem is all not homemade. He said, okay, we take about 20% responsibility, but the rest is for the international trading system does not favor us. So then, the villagers decided to send a delegation to the Western countries. So starting from Germany, they went to Germany. They went to the EU, Brussels. Then from Brussels, they met Theresa May. So they brought their problems before the powers that be. And they also went to see the U.S. president. Yeah, because they were very serious, and then eventually the movement became global. So there was a global poverty march. And then they met at the United Nations headquarters in New York. And during the meeting, they made the 10 point proposal to the whole world.
And we're going to come to that definitely. Now, I want to say that this book is really is a good size, normal size book, but I tell you, this book is awesome, it's powerful, and it's the content and the effort used to put this book together is amazing. It's a testimony of itself, because actually it's been forwarded by the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres.
Yes, that is it. I sent a copy to him, and then he came back with a wonderful endorsement for the book.
Yes, so and he says an excellent book.
An excellent book.
So, my goodness. So let us just go through this, because this obviously, as I said, is linked to the poverty campaign, and also mentioning when you purchase this copy of the book, viewers, you are being part of, you are contributing to, the project that we have discussed, because the proceeds from this book go straight to the project, the poverty campaign that we're doing. Now, let us quickly go through some of the key points in these subjects.
Yes,
very, very interesting. So when I was going through them, now let us jump to, should we go to Germany? It says Chancellor Merkel receives a free tutorial on Germany's key role in the petition of an exotic continent.
Yes. So they left Accra, then they went directly to Berlin.
Yes.
And before that, of course, they sought permission. There was an appointment.
Yes.
Then they met Chancellor Merkel.
Wow.
And she was very friendly to them.
Wow.
But she was of the view that Ghana was not a German colony.
My goodness.
But the villagers were saying no. Their spokesman was very vocal. They said, okay, madam, wait a minute. You want to give some historical moments that the Berlin Conference of 1884 was held in Berlin.
Wow.
And it led to the partition of Africa.
Wow.
So that brought all the confusion. So you cannot exonerate yourself from blame.
Yes.
So that is that chapter.
Okay.
That is the chapter.
That's actually very interesting. Very interesting. Let us also jump to the British Prime Minister. At then it was Theresa May. Now on chapter 8, on page 93. Very interesting. When I was going through this, it says the British PM at that time, which was Theresa May, and the plain-spoken handicapped lady from afar. What are you trying to indicate here, sir?
We were a 4-member delegation. Myself as a neutral person, and two gentlemen, and then this lady who was handicapped. So before we met Theresa, we went to the PM. We went on window shopping to London, and she was fascinated. And we went to Harrods and all the big shops, and she saw all the goods on display, and in particular those who meant also for dogs and cats. And also when we were in our vehicle, you heard the radio talking about veterinary treatment for dogs, MRI scan and all. So they raised that issue with Theresa, that please help us, because in our village you cannot even afford what you people provide for your house pets, your pets. So the whole thing became national. So it got headline news, and the whole thing became global. So there was a global poverty action movement.
Wow. So this book has actually got access to the British Prime Minister, and also to tender this. Not only that, this actually book got to the interest of the Queen. Yes, Her Majesty, Her Royal Highness of the British Empire. Yes, and that's page. Let me have a look here, and that, I believe, is on page 123. On chapter 11, Her Majesty the Queen and the golden studded earrings. Now, please elaborate.
Through the Prime Minister, the British Prime Minister spoke about the delegate from Africa to the Queen, and she got an invitation, a surprise invitation.
Yes.
So when he went there, the most elderly person among the delegates was about 85 years old. So he knew good about Ghana's history, and he remembered that in 1961, the Queen made a trip to Ghana. Ghana had been independent for 4 years, so the Queen was there. It was a big occasion. And at that time he was a teenager.
Wow.
And he went to, there was a big gathering for the Queen. And he was there, and he saw the Queen at a little bit distance, but he remembered that he had some golden, very wonderful yellow dress and golden started earring. So during our meeting with the Queen, he brought up that issue. And the Queen was fascinated. Oh, you have very good memory. You have very good memory.
So actually, the Queen recognizes the story.
The story. It's a long time ago, but
yes, of course, yes. Wow.
So that is the chapter. But you were well received by the Queen, and she said you're going to whatever she in the power to do to help the cause of the people, the villagers from PTB. That extraordinary delegation from the village.
Yes, indeed.
To the west.
Yes. Wow. Now we have gone through enough of the topic. There's a 10 key points we want to look at, and that's, I believe, on page 192 of the book. So please do get this copy. Go to Dr. Robert Peprah-Gyamfi, I beg your pardon, Peprah-Gyamfi.com, and get a copy of this amazing book. You'll be blessed, I tell you. Yes, indeed. Now the 10 key points on page 193.
Yeah, okay. When there was a summit, of all the poor delegates from Africa, Asia, South America, North America. So after that 2-day meeting, a communique was made, 10-point action plan towards poverty alleviation globally. Yes. So that is it. So what it's all about is that the point number 1. The most important point so far was that they were calling for demand. It's what demand. We demand the mandatory introduction of a global welfare state system in every member state of the UN to ensure that a basic minimum standard of living set by an independent commission of experts is guaranteed for every resident of planet Earth, irrespective of their places of residence. Very, very powerful. Powerful demand.
Yes, indeed.
Because they say we share a common planet. So why should we? I mean, we have to get our basics. So that's the first point. And if you have this idea, how do you fund it? And they came up with their own solution, that you set up a global fund, a common poverty crusaders fund, to be administered by a panel of experts, men and women of high standing and integrity, to ensure the practical implementation of the global welfare state system. So they were looking for the fund. How do you get money to the fund? They also came up with the idea that 0.1% of all the arms trade going on in the world, huge amount of money. So 0.1% of the turnover should be paid into that fund for poverty alleviation. Then they went further. They said the problems of this world is not solved, but people are going to space. So we are demanding a tax on that, on space exploration. 0.01% of any money spent.
And that's a huge amount.
Should be given to the poverty.
And if they can go to the moon, why not solve the problem on our place?
Solve the problem.
Wow.
And then, so the another point number 5 was they are demanding the global environmental tax. So all
the pollution,
the big companies have to pay into this fund for the poverty alleviation. Then they came up to a global tax for the mega rich, the billionaires. So they were talking about 0.01% of all the wealth of the mega rich to be paid into this global alleviation fund. Then they were looking at the situation also from the other side, because they are convinced that some of this problem stems from their own country's corrupt leaders. So they were demanding the setting up of what they call GPAAW, Global Poverty Alleviation Arrest Warrant. So that anybody, if for example, Richard, you are the prime minister of a country X, and you are embezzling their fund, arrest warrant. You can't get any immunity. They will arrest you and then take you to a tribunal. That's what they are demanding. Then, so that is the point number 8. The 7 is the arrest warrant. 8 is the tribunal. 9 is that is also another political issue.
Yes.
They're saying that the poor form the majority of this world's population. So they have to get a bit of power.
Yes.
So the poor, their representative will go to Security Council, and whatever they make any decision that doesn't favor the poor, veto power of the poor. So that is the point number 9.
Wow.
And then finally, they were requesting a global poverty week, so that every week, 7 days within a year, they set it aside to talk about the issues of poverty. They make review the situation, and they also demanded that during that week, the rich will come and sleep with the poor. Some of the presidents and the prime ministers will not go and stay in the 4-star hotel, but come and live with the poor and see how.
Because it will give them a good understanding of the condition they're living in.
That's exactly.
My goodness. You know, this book, I'll tell you.
So it is the vision of this book.
Yes.
That the charity is based on that.
They're all connected.
So we are asking all people of goodwill to help us help the poor.
We like to also know her living, her physical challenges as she is here. Ma achi.
Yeah, nuya.
Bibi aboko die.
Ya me adom.
Na wedding fie sen.
Wedding fie duason otwe.
Udi ankasa ededen.
Me frɛ me Elizabeth Queen.
Woka bibi kaka efa ho kyerɛ.
Me sisi me kotodwe me ntimi kura nante. Ti gise obi da fo obi ne bi a obema bibi kakra na me de akama no. Ti me yarefo na me dadam. Ntimi nkɔ ba bia.
Na kyese wo ha no unye dwuma bia.
Ya bi kanene de na kyese mitimi kokodwa no kakra. So me yare ye no ne afuum. Ntimi nkɔ ba bia.
Na kyese wuti hwe ya wuntumi ensori enye bibia.
Ya bi da bi mitimi nsori. Me kodware kora gise ekuta me na nsa na me kodware. Obi ne dware me.
Nti wotena efomi enfia he eni.
Ebeye mfie nwotwe na metefo.
Mpese mbisa sana aban bi abeboa open.
Ba cha wele bi aban bi ameboa me.
Nti ma den e ba ya ama sesi a wonan untumi enfenye hwe. Fa fatu so mame. Den na e ba ya ama sesi a untumi enye hwe sesi.
Ebe ba no na me na ne ho ye me hene. Nti bititi ye no me denya na ho ayi bobo mpomponya akese. Nti on mo hu ya pe na ye de me call doctor. Ti ye de me call doctor na doctor no ye na operation twitwa enam na wo ho ni nyina de ayi hye sa no.
Na se na ye si we ye twitwa pen.
Ye twitwa ho na mo nyina ko slitiri. Ti ye chechire ya pe na di ka me ha kire ni kwa. E pe na di fi ha de.
Now, we haven't got a lot of time, Doctor. We haven't got a lot of time. But in a nutshell, I'd like to thank you so much for, giving us, a brief summary of what the book is about. And I believe viewers, you have a little bit of understanding of what the charity is about. Please, we need your help. Yes, we need your help, either by donating directly to the charity or contributing and purchasing a copy of this book. You can actually do both. You can even do more. Buy it for yourself. Buy it for your friend. Buy it for your family. Buy it as a gift. Buy it. I'm telling you, it's going to be a blessing to you. Now, we're not a lot of time. I want you to summarize just about the charity before we close the program.
Yeah. Okay, the campaign against poverty is meant to help, as the name suggests,
yes,
to help the poor.
Yes.
So we are calling on men and women of goodwill.
Yes.
I know there are a lot of people who want to help. Yeah. Sometimes they are not sure whether the money will go to the right place. But we can assure you that with all our integrity that
yes,
we are going to do what you have access to do with your money. That's what is going to happen.
Yes.
And it is starting from Ghana, but the vision is that it spreads to the whole world.
Absolutely.
To the whole world.
Yes.
So that is the message for today.
And it's coming directly from a medical doctor, someone who is being certified and someone is being accredited. So rest assured you are getting this information from the right source, and that's Dr. Robert Peprah-Gyamfi. So viewers, I'd like to thank you so much for tuning in. Please, Doctor, say goodbye to our viewers.
So thank you very much for your time, and with your help and your solidarity, I'm confident that campaign against poverty will succeed and achieve what is set up to achieve. Thank you very much.
Yes, indeed. So viewers, this is been Richard Cunningham and Dr. Robert Peprah-Gyamfi. My last word I would say to you is get a copy of Poverty Crusade book, available now at the website. God bless you. Until next time, see you. Bye-bye.
The sick, the vulnerable, and those who are physically challenged, etc., of the village in Pintimpi and many parts of the developing world are caught between a rock and a hard place. They suffer indirectly under the burden of the unfavorable trading practice of the advanced countries. Their plight is further worsened by their own greedy and corrupt leaders who squander whatever meager resources are left at their disposal. In the end, they are abandoned to their pitiful fate. Poverty Crusaders want to make a difference. Our objective is to help alleviate the suffering of individuals such as those who portrayed in the documentary through provision of direct assistance. Furthermore, we aim at poverty relief through the provisions of education, training, healthcare projects, and all the necessary support designed to enable individuals to generate a sustainable income and be self-sufficient. We are inviting you, dear viewer, to do what you can to help achieve our set objects. For information as to how you can support our charity, please visit our website www.povertycrusaders.org. Thank you very much for your time.
Do you need healing? Do you need a miracle? Do you need a transformation in your life? Come and see the miraculous happen at Jesus Heals Campaign October 2021 edition on Friday the 15th at 7 p.m. and Saturday the 16th of October at 6:30 p.m. at ICM Centre, Aragon Road, London, E6 1QW. Ministering Evangelist Danny Erio.
Have the authority that Jesus Christ had will become yours. Why? Because now the life you live now is not more your life, it's the life of Him who loves you and died on the cross for you.
Evangelist Herman Zanzala. Worship by Favor Anibisi, Octavia Praise, Toby Lower Sanyan Olu. Jesus heals and He wants to heal you. For more info, visit www.jesushealscampaign.com or call 07842 556 906.